Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank y'all for joining me again on the live stream. I'm a little early today, and that's because I'm in Cebu and I've got to I'm gonna meet up with a few friends for breakfast. And I told them 10:30. Shout out to the NTZ crew. I know Michael Tanje is probably on here. I haven't seen him. I don't know if it's because I'm early. Shout out to any new viewers and subscribers who are on the live stream for the first time. And also anybody catching me on replay, of course, my old heads, that's Will Sutton. What's up, brother? Roger Walker, Hang Lee. He says, because they're transactional relationships. What's up, Kamal? Yeah, we're going to talk about, we always have a subject, right? Today's subject is why are Filipino women so desirable? I wanted to talk about that today. As much as I try to demystify what goes on over here, I can't do it, because yesterday I went to the mall and I was hit square in the face again by who came up with the fit, feminine, friendly tag about, women? Well, I'm gonna add one more to that. Fantastic. I went to the mall yesterday, man, and I said, I can easily see why these women have such a power over men. What's up, King Arthur? Because if you don't think they've got some type of power, guys, it's because you haven't been paying attention. We seem like we wilt, man, in front of these ladies. We give them all our money, man. We build them houses. We do all kind of stuff that we normally wouldn't do. And that's just part of the power that they have over us is finances. What's up, Leroy Day says, hello, big bro, big Cal, just sold the house. I'll be seeing you for the interview. Lee from the DMV. All right, brother, thank you. I didn't get a chance to interview Corey, and I don't know if he was that type of guy anyway, but I hope he signed my wall if he didn't do anything else. Because I wasn't there, man. I was up almost 24 hours. I went ahead and caught that 5 a.m. ferry. That way you don't have to stand in any lines. You don't have a problem getting on the bus. The only problem you got is getting up at 3 a.m. to get to the ticket office at 4. But remember, I told you on a vlog that I did a long time ago, people here, they do the same things at the same time. And once you figure out what time schedule they're on, man, you can beat all them lines. See, they're not getting up at 5 a.m. They're not going to get up at 3 a.m. to catch that 5 o'clock ferry. But had I waited just a few more hours and caught that 10 o'clock, I'd have been scrambling to get a ticket, man. What's up, the Ghost of Pennsylvania? First of all, let me say that the peso is 54.42, which is still great because I've got to do a little shopping today. That's one of the reasons I come to Cebu. In St. Carlos City, we don't have those big malls and a lot of things we can't find that we need. So I'll come to Cebu. And that's the reason I came early also, because I'm going to meet up with a friend on the 26th to the 28th. He put us up in this fancy hotel, man, the Radisson Blue. And instead of me leaving on the 25th and have to turn around and come back on the 28th, I said, no, I'm going down there early because I don't care what time you catch that ferry, man. You got that ferry ride, then you got the bus ride. It'll kick your behind, man. Jabrad says, hey, Cal, checking in from North Carolina. What's up, man? My son's there. Raleigh. Okay, I meant to read this. He says, Intech One says, they're desired because they make great wives. That's why I want one. But let's get into the subject. They talk about fit, feminine, friendly. I put fantastic. And from what I seen yesterday at that mall, man, you can even add flawless. sometimes you see these women, man, they got this flawless skin, that flowing hair, and then almost a perfect body. You know, a lot of guys like big T and A. You know, I've never been a real big T and A man, even though it looks good on those women in bikinis. I can honestly say that I've probably seen the perfect woman over here. She had it all together, you know. Then when you add the personality to it, I can see why men come from all over the world. You know, then, you know, they're different. You know, they're very different as far as, you know, just the visual. And then in our minds, we know they're different. We know they're not from America, but this is just the way I see it, man. People come over here for and desire Filipino women for totally different reasons. But I'm just going to talk about some things that I see, my boots on the ground experience. Like I said, man, I always try to tell people, oh man, they're just like every other woman, which, you know, when it all boils down to it, they are. But there is something different about Filipinos. And it's obvious, man, because the expense that we go to come over here. Now, you know, there's going to be some guys watching now who are going to say, oh, man, it's not true. I went over there and blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that, because you don't have any game. You got to have some game over here. Okay, women are just going to be laying on the ground and standing in line with flowers and all that stupid stuff that some of these bloggers feed you. You got to have some game, man. You got to be able to talk to women. You got to be able to treat them like a lady, man, you know. And then here's the problem we have from the West, especially these young guys who are starting to come over here in the guise of the passport bro movement. They're trying to get something for nothing. They don't realize that there's a game over here that has to be played. Okay, and we talk enough about that, but not really. We could talk about this subject every single day until we pound it into your subconscious mind. You can't get something for nothing over here. And they don't want to play. They don't want to play the game. So they'll come over and say, oh, I didn't get a woman. You know, they don't like black men. Or they don't like foreigners. You know, it's not as easy as y'all say it is, but really it is. If you got game over here, man, I'm gonna tell you, because I'm not gonna name any names, but I went to the mall with a friend of mine yesterday, man, and he had a fit, feminine, friendly, fantastic 22-year-old with him yesterday that every time she looked at him, she had stars in her eyes, man. Okay? I'm telling you, man, if you got some game over here, but you got to have game. So before you come over here and put it down and say, oh, it's not what it is, guys. But the expense that we go to come over here, and then once we get here, all the money we shell out, something's going on, man. Sam Safari says, I've been married for 14 years to a Filipina. She takes care of me. I take care of her. And that's usually how it works. Hung Lee said it. He said it's a transactional relationship, whatever that means. Yeah, Jabraz, or is it J.A. Braz? He said Kevin Samuels popularized that fit feminine phrase, I believe. He called it FBI, feminine, beautiful, and intelligent. Yeah, then I'm going to add fantastic. And then some of the women I saw yesterday, I'm going to add flawless, because they were just about as perfect as you could get. And, you know, if you just looking for an eye show, if you just want to, you know, just to see some eye candy, I'm not talking about, you know, trying to meet anybody or anything. You go to the malls here, man, and you'll be shocked, man. You'll be like, wow, it's crazy. I mean, really, hey, Andre McCray, thanks for that super sticker. I mean, really. And then when you add to it all that other stuff that comes behind there, see, once you can, you know, push through that charade that they put on when you meet them, see, because, you know, Filipinos, they know their reputation around the world as being gold diggers, as being easy. So a lot of times they'll make you work for it. But once you gain their trust, man, it's like you're entering into a whole different world that you've never experienced before. I mean, really, they'll literally bend over backwards for you with all the other stuff that's going on. And I'm telling you from experience, man, we do things over here that we've never done in America, man. Imagine I built a house. I set her up for the rest of her life. She never has to do anything else, really. I've never done that for a woman. But in my situation, you know, you got to earn it. And before I do that stuff like that, they earn it. They have to earn my trust. They got to make sure that, hey, can you even maintain this if I die, if I leave or we break up? Because I'm not just going to go out there and spend 4 or 5, 6 million pesos on, 6 million pesos on a house, give it to the woman, then we break up and all she can do is sell the damn thing. Because remember, guys, they have to be able to maintain it. And what we do, we come over here and we make them quit their jobs, or some of them don't even have a job. And we build these big houses or buy these big houses, and we never think, can she maintain it when I'm gone? So then we get angry when they sell it, but they don't have a choice. How you gonna take care of a $3 million house, a 3 million peso house without a job? The Ghost of Pennsylvania says, I got a lot of game. It's just too easy for getting girls there. If you got game, man. But some guys will come over here and tell you that, man, I had it hard and it's not what you guys are telling it to be. And here's my thing. And we were talking about this yesterday. See, I don't sell dreams. A lot of these vloggers, man, they're selling dreams, man. You see them popping bottles of champagne and all that, which you can do that over here. You know, but I don't make videos like that. I give you the nitty gritty, the real boots on the ground experience that you're more than likely going to encounter when you come over here. Okay, like I said, this gentleman, he had a fit, feminine, flawless, fantastic 22-year-old with him yesterday. And every time she looked at him, she had stars in her eyes, man. Where are you going to get that but over here in the Philippines? Will Sutton says they want to be wives. They want families with a good man. That's part of their dream. Yeah, but what is it that makes us come from all over the planet? Because there's beautiful women everywhere. There's beautiful women in America, in Iceland, Ireland, Australia. What is it that makes the Filipino so desirable? See, y'all not even talking to me. A couple of guys say, oh, it's transactional. Oh, you know, they want families and everything. But why do you desire them? You know, what makes us watch YouTube channels over and over and over? The average YouTube, if you can look this up, the average person watches YouTube about 30 minutes a day. But when it comes to the Philippines, it's double that. We double our watch time hours watching these women, wondering what's going on over here. Am I part of the hype? Is that what it is? But I'm going to tell you, I'm not, because when guys get over here, they don't even watch internet anymore. They don't even watch YouTube anymore. Because remember, it's no longer fantasy, it's reality. So talk to me, guys. What's really going on? Duncan Rogers says, hello, Calvin. Where can a 72-year-old man find a 55-year-old woman in Manila? Probably anywhere, really. Hell, if I was 72, I wouldn't be going out to a 50 or 55-year-old. I'd probably be dealing with something like a 35-year-old. Filipinos are a lot more mature. That's what I like about them. It seems like they know what a man wants. It's part of their culture. But y'all talk to me, man. Why are they so desirable? Is it because they're easy, you say, or they're different, or, you know, they got this long hair, they got these slim shapes? Is it the personality? Are they submissive? I like to tell people they're submissive to an end. You know, they're going to be submissive to get what they want. Stanley says, I just found the channel, new sub, tremendous content. Hey, thank you, Stanley, man. I really appreciate that. I just got a real life channel, man. I'm not selling dreams. And me and my buddy was talking about that yesterday. You know, when you get over here, you're going to see something totally different, but you'll never say, oh, he's lying. But remember, you got to have game over here, man. They're just not going to, they're following the leader. They're not just going to follow anybody. You got to be somebody, man, that can break through that charade that they're going to put up there at first. You know, you got to show them, hey, I'm somebody that you want to follow, or somebody you want to be with. They're not just going to be falling down at your feet, man. They're not like that. They got too much pride. Elijah, he says, because we don't want to watch Big Shirley anymore. Yeah, well, I'm going to tell you, Thailand, see, people, one thing people don't talk about. Thailand is being invaded by Big Shirley. And whenever they get done with it, you know, if you ever, next time y'all talk about Thailand versus Philippines, put me on that panel. See, they don't want the nitty gritty. They don't want the real talk. Yeah, see, Big Shirley's invading Thailand. I don't want to go over there. See, with all that old attitude and stuff, they're bringing it over there. I see it, man. I'm telling you. Dee says, I like that they're traditional women. That's a fact. Phil Stevens says the culture is the closest to Western culture that you will find in Asia. That helps. Well, hell, ain't too many people in Asia, in a Western culture, eating dried fish. You know, and, you know, the girlfriend experience is real, man. It's real. And they got it down pat, man. They got a script over here, man, that guys want. We want that script. If the women in America had that same script, I don't know if I'd be all the way over here. But they don't want to, women in America don't have a script anymore. Hey, Rodney Woods the second, thanks for that super chat. He says, salute. I think it's because they are loyal and have close knit family ties from what I was told from KC to Kansas. I appreciate your content. Thank you, brother. Yeah, they are traditional for the most part. Now, imagine if the whole world is telling you how beautiful you are, how desirable you are, and you're still able to remain humble, which I don't know. I think the reason for that is a lot of women over here, believe it or not, man, they don't have access to the internet. So, you know, they're not getting all the hype that we're throwing out there, man, because we're throwing everything in the kitchen sink at these women, man. We put them on a pedestal that I don't see. I'm amazed. That's one thing I'm amazed about. How can they keep their heads about themselves? Now, a lot of them can't. A lot of them just went to their heads, and you can see it. But for the most part, women over here, they're still humble, man. And that's what impresses me. Because you let one or two men tell you you're beautiful over in the West, man, women lose it. That's the problem with Big Shirley. You know, she shouldn't be attractive, but when you got guys who are telling her, oh yeah, you're attractive, you know, just to get what they want, they're adding fuel to the fire. King Arthur, thanks for that super chat. Says, so Calvin, so even a broke Flavor Flav can get a Filipino as long as he got game. Well, I'm not going to say broke. You know, remember, King Arthur, there's a game being played over here. You got to have game. But of course, you know, the unspoken agreement is in effect over here. Okay, you're not going to get these fit, feminine, friendly, fantastic, and flawless women for nothing. But Flavor Flav with a game can. Yeah, Flavor Flav with a game can, because I saw a Flavor Flav the last time, and you can ask one of my subscribers. He's a friend now. He's a doctor. He's a dentist, man. Came over here. We're sitting in Ayala Mall at the table. You know, we're just talking, watching the people go by. And we see a nice looking Filipino, Flavor Flav, and then this guy looks like Johnny Bravo. Okay, and I'm thinking the Filipinos with the Johnny Bravo. But now she's with the Flavor Flav, man. And the Johnny Bravo, he's walking around, he's following around behind them, wanting to, I guess, looking real stupid. Hey, Justin Carmack, he said, what's up, Cal? I got your email, man. As soon as I get some time where I can, set aside, man, I'm going to come down there and get that started because my next meet and greet is coming up soon. That's another reason why I'm in Cebu. I'm going to talk to a few places today. If Sway is on here, I'm going to send him a message. I need him to get in contact with me because he knows a couple of restaurants here he said would be prime spots for me to have a meet and greet. DJ Jarvis says, if women in America had the script, they throw it in the garbage. Well, I think that's what they've done. Because once upon a time, they had that same script. When I was little, man, my mother had that script for my father. I mean, it was like women, it seemed like women they were smarter back then. They were more intelligent. See, nowadays, women are more, they let their pride get in the way in the West, okay? So my father had 3 families, okay? But he was taking good care of my family. So my mother really didn't care. Did it hurt her? I'm pretty sure it did, but she wasn't going to kick him out, okay? So back in the 60s, who was going to pay the bills? It wasn't like, hell, women can't even get equal rights in America today. That's why they come up with all the shenanigans that they come up with. They're trying to, do this revenge thing on men over there. So imagine back in the 60s, she didn't have nothing coming, but she was smart enough to say, okay, if you want to go out there and shoot your load, go ahead, but you bring the damn bacon home. And that's what he was doing. But today, they wouldn't deal with that, man. Imagine, guys, Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan, some of the richest, men that we know. I mean, imagine, Jerry Jones and all those guys. They can't keep a wife, really. They can't keep a girlfriend, really, with all the money that they've got because of the pride over there. I believe it's the pride. Imagine, what difference does it make if you married a Tiger Woods? If he's fooling around, you know what you were getting into when you met him, when you married him, because you were a groupie. So imagine now all of a sudden you want him to just, for you want him to just throw all that to the side. That's the reason I don't like Western women. Neil Ramratton says game in the West is no longer enough. The women here want 6-figure income, 6 inches in the pants, 6 foot tall. Yeah, you forgot the 6-pack, dude. He said, I'm good looking and it's almost impossible to date women in their 20s and 30s. Yeah. And good looking is subjective. But I'm saying, Tiger Woods is not some clown that here his girlfriend is and got rid of him for whatever reason. She want money now over there. I don't get it, man. I guarantee you, you're not going to see that over here. Okay, there's a well-known, this guy's super rich over here, and he's got a wife, and it's well known that he's got an actress mistress, and they're out front with it. Well, the wife ain't going nowhere. What I'm gonna go somewhere for when you got billions of pesos? Todd says we like the tropics, the tans, the sun, and beaches. The price is too high over here in the West for that now, and women want too much and give too little. I think you're onto something over there. See, it's an unspoken agreement here. You're going to get back more than what you give, but you got to give. You can't get something for nothing. These young guys coming over here now, they're going back home disappointed because they think, oh, I'm nice looking, I'm young, I'm fit. But it doesn't mean anything over here. That's not going to put any food on nobody's table. You can't eat good looking, dude, okay? You come over here, you can't eat, oh, I'm handsome. Okay, well, how's that translate into food on my table? Shoes on my feet, okay? John Gomez, what's up, man? We'll hook up today. John Gomez is over here now, see? And this is another thing I was talking to my buddy yesterday. I was like, man, I don't sell dreams because look at all the guys who are coming over here. My reputation will be shot if I was selling dreams over here. People like John Gomez, they're showing up on the shore. They're like, man, you know, where's the beef? But yeah, we'll hook up today, man, because I was up 2:45 a.m. yesterday, man. I was beat. What's up, Jacob Tanjay? No, don't worry about it, man. I'm on a little early because I'm gonna hook up with some friends today. We're gonna have breakfast. I was supposed to hook up with them yesterday, man, but like I said, man, once that sleep hits you, there ain't a whole lot you can do. But men come from all over the world. I've met men from all over the planet here to date and marry Filipinos, and I'm saying, I don't get it. You know, I'm like, what is it really? It took me a while to figure it out because, you know, there's beautiful women everywhere. But there's a power that these women have over men over here. There is something mysterious about them in our minds. As much as I try to demystify the women and say, oh, they're just like all the other women, obviously it's not, man. Because we're giving away all our life savings. I mean, in a record time. I mean, we don't even know these women, man, for even a year. I mean, we're sending just unbelievable amounts of money, buying homes. And we're doing all kind of crazy stuff that we would never do over there. And then I go to the mall and there it is, fit, feminine, friendly, fantastic, flawless skin, flowing hair, man, like a perfect woman, you know, really, is what you see over here. Timothy Carter said, broke Flavor Flav still needs money to get there. Yeah, and see, he said, Stanley said, what's a Flavor Flav? Flavor Flav, man, where have you been, Stanley? Surely you know Flavor Flav from Public Enemy, the rapper with a big clock around his neck. He said, yo, well, what's his favorite? They used to scream out all the time. Prototype 1985, he said, respect Kevin from Bronx. Thank you, brother. Intech One says, Cal, I'm coming next month. Wish you did consultations. Well, just hit me up, man. You know, I do. I just don't charge for them, man. You know, that's all it is, you know. Yusuf Amal Habib says, hey, Jacob Tanjay, if you could put my email up there for Intech One. Yeah, I do it, man. You know, I just let, in my mind, man, the universe pays a whole lot more than you can pay. I get paid back in a lot of different ways. When guys come over here, you know, my buddy told me yesterday, man, he said, I'm so glad that I found your channel, man. You convinced me to come over here. He said, now I'm living a life I never knew existed. This is out of his word, out of his mouth yesterday. He said, he said, before I came here, man, I was depressed. I just lost my father. Things wasn't going right, man. I'm wondering, what am I going to do? He said, then I started watching you. You convinced me to come over here. And now really he is living, he's living like a lifestyle, man, that you can't live in America. You'd have to be Tiger Woods or somebody like that. Hugh Hefner or somebody like that. Rodney Dasher says, Flavor is not broke any kind of way. Who said, do the math? He's got a paycheck. Yeah. Stanley says, I'm sick of the Karens. Absolutely. Yeah, Justin, as soon as I get a chance, I'm coming. Because the guy in Sikihor, he was giving me 19,500, which I thought was good. But yeah, I'm gonna get that done because that's just something that's on my bucket list. I just gotta put my fears aside. Cause see, whenever I think about, I've been watching too much Jacques Cousteau and all these documentaries. You know, you go down there and you see these crazy looking octopuses and sharks, and you know, I don't even know what's in the ocean in the Philippines, believe it or not. But it's all in my mind. But I want to go down there and see it. Black Turn 34 says, I'm gonna have to challenge you on Western women not having rights. They have too many, if you ask me. Well, I mean, right now a woman earns about 75 cents, maybe a little less than that, on the dollar that a man earns. Okay. And it's not about challenging. I'm just saying that when my mother was back in the 60s, she wasn't gonna let my father go, who had game, who was, bringing home the bacon. She wasn't gonna let him go because he was looking at skirt chasing. You know, I'm just saying. Intake said you forgot 6 inches when it's soft, not hard, but in reality they want 12 inches and up. Well, a lot of it is um, unreasonable and unrealistic, the expectations. I think that's another thing that Filipinos make them attractive and desirable, because they live by that 18 to 80 blind, crippled, and crazy rule. And when I said that, people thought I was joking. Now you've seen it. And then I've got a friend, he's a subscriber. I consider him a friend now. He's blind. He's like 68. I think his woman's like 32. Because I'm telling you what I'm seeing, what I'm living, what I'm experiencing. I don't make this stuff up. If you 18 to 80, blind, crippled, or crazy, as long as you can send that visa, you got that passive income coming in, okay, you can get over here and show her a life that she's not used to living. You in there, guys, okay? And, that's why people come over here, because they know in the West, your money's not enough anymore. Or if you do have money and nothing else, you're going to get a shady type of woman. Over here, man, you're going to get some quality women. Philip Cooper, what's up? He says, we as kids are the last to see that script. Absolutely. Early 70s, we saw the end coming. That's exactly right. I saw that script, man. It's still in play here. And that's one of the reasons men come over here. When you come home, the food is on the table, yes, for everything. They don't have no in their vocabulary when it comes to their man. If you want something, yes. Let's try this. Yes. Let's go here. Yes. It's never no, man. And that's one of the reasons why men find Filipinos so desirable. I mean, we come from all over the world. Bayonet says, stay single. He said, love your work, sunshine. Hey, thank you, man. Yeah, stay single. And I think a lot of guys who coming over here are starting to put that together. They said, I'm going to stay single as long as I can until I find the one right for me, because it's going to take a while, guys. And one of the biggest mistakes we make is we move the first woman we meet, we move her in. Let's face it, we want the pussy close to us. We don't want it still hanging out down in the province or the squatters area in the city, wherever it is. We want it close to us. And I think that's a big mistake we make. Justin says, I don't mind a woman wanting a lot. Ambition is good, but do they have anything to offer? They want their cake and eat it too. Well, see, a lot of times, yeah, over there in the West. See, you got to come over here and realize that, Marilyn said something one time, and she said, I'm going to be honest with you, most of the time when men come over here, we're so poor and everything that really all we have to offer is the pussy. She said, but, love comes after. But, I'm talking about when you first meet and you say, okay, what are you bringing to the table? And then what are you bringing to the table? A lot of the men who come over here, Justin, that I've been affiliated with, that I've become friends with, they're established men already. They paid their dues. They don't need a woman to complete them. Okay, and a lot of times they're just looking for fit, feminine, fantastic, friendly, flawless young lady. You don't care that you don't have a college degree or a good job, because I got it. I got this, Because if that's what you come over here looking for, man, they're here, but you're just gonna have a hard time, man. You're gonna pass up a lot of good women looking for that. We've had this discussion over and over. The only reason a lot of these women didn't go to college is because they couldn't afford it. It wasn't because they're not intelligent enough. They're definitely intelligent enough. Remember, the wheel of life stopped and let us off in these advanced countries. We had nothing to do with it. See, so when I came over here, I'm not looking for all of that because I can take care of myself. Can I trust you? Number one, okay? Everything else is going to come after that. Can I trust you when I go to sleep? You know, can I close both of my eyes? Do I have to have one eye open, one eye closed? You know, one hand on my wallet, one hand around you. See, I don't want to live like that. You know, because remember, the Philippines is going to blossom anyway, because you're going to fill in the pieces that's missing. You know, if she wants to go to college, now she can go. You can afford to pay. Okay, look, some colleges over here, man, going to college over here is very inexpensive, man. And they got good colleges over here. You could pay $10,000 per semester for a woman to go to college. That's 20,000 pesos a year for her to go to school. Reg John Rock says the province girls have more life skills at 20 than most 30-plus-year-old American women. Our mothers were like that, but they are hard to find in America nowadays. And that's just a fact. You know, that's why, you know, when the West, they talk about, you know, well, why are you going over there fooling with you young women? Well, this same thing was going on in America before all the feminist movements and all of that went on. You know, women were getting married at a young age. They were having children and families at a young age. The man was the breadwinner. See, those traditional roles and everything, but somebody got the bright idea that didn't work over in America, and now everything's screwed up. You know, people are confused, man. There's no clear defined line here. And that's why a lot of the men, man, we don't know what it's like to be a leader because we don't have to lead. Many of us come out of families where the mother is the leader. You know, the father's gone or whatever it is, so the mother's the leader. We don't have to lead. She does everything. Then by the time you find a woman who's, you know, compatible and everything like that, she don't need you to lead. I got this. I'm an independent woman. So you don't know how to lead. So you come over here and the woman puts you in the driver's seat and you don't know how to drive. That's a problem in places like this. Hey, Gerald, he says, hello, Cal. Great topic again. Thank you. Filipino expert prepper says, hey, Cal, glad I caught the laugh. Thank you. But yeah, let's ask that question, man. Is that a hard question to ask? Why are Filipinos so desirable to men around the world? What makes them so desirable? Why do we come from all over the planet? The only men who don't come from around the planet to see Filipinos are Filipino men. They're right here with them, excuse me. And a lot of them seem to think, oh, what's all the big fuss about? Okay, they're nothing special, but really they are, from somebody coming from the West, coming over here. Yeah, he said, congratulations, John Gomez. Yeah, John's here. And he's already been out of hell. He sent me some, no, he didn't send some pictures. Jim from The Truth, and on our Facebook page, they went, what do you call it? Island hopping. They wanted me to go, but man, I was like, shh. I had to, you know, to make that island hopping, they were leaving at 10 a.m. I would have had to catch that 3 a.m. ferry again. I mean, at 5 a.m. ferry again. That's not easy to do, by the way, to get up at 3 a.m. when you're used to getting up whenever I wake up. See, when you retire, I'm retired. When you retire, I don't wear a watch. A friend gave me a watch, man, and it felt so uncomfortable on my arm, I took it off. But yeah, John's over here. I want to meet him, man, because he's a long-time supporter. Man, I'd be wrong not to make an effort to meet him. So I'm in Cebu. I think he's in Lapu Lapu. What's up, Michael? Thanks for that super chat. Say, keep it coming, brother Cal. Much love from Texas. Man, I love you back, brother. And that's a fact, man. I know you'll be over here pretty soon. Yeah, those were the days. But see, now it is, they say, those were the days. Remember how people say that? Well, now we're enjoying that now over here. We're enjoying that now over here. Tim West says, you're telling the truth, Cal. It's a turnoff to see a woman trying to be a man. Don't want a woman who can match my testosterone level. Too much competition. This is the reason why me and my American wife, man, we started out, we were best friends. As long as she was the leader, because see, I was drinking then. I mean, we were the best of friends, man, but she was the breadwinner. She was the one controlled everything. But the minute I stopped drinking and assumed my rightful position in the household, man, all hell broke loose. She couldn't deal with that anymore. She didn't want a man because she wanted to be the man. She was a man for so long. And I was like, well, hell, if I wanted a man, I would have married a man. I want a woman. But, when I look at her history and I'm honest about it, she was always the man of the house. I just didn't know it until it was too late. 18 years, man, that's a long time. Hey, Matipit Lola says Filipino women are desirable because they are just like the Philippines, affordable. Yeah, it's a lot more to it than that, man. I don't think that a man would go to that time, effort, and expense to come to see a woman just because she was affordable. I'm going to tell you what I like about them, man, is that they're humble, man, and they're just so, when you look into her eyes, man, you can see the submission. She's like, okay, you're the man, I'm going to follow you to the end of the earth. As long as you're going somewhere, they will literally put their lives in your hands, and that's that's all a man really wants. They let me be the man. I can handle this. Jeffrey Talent says, I told my Filipino, I'm going to say my Filipino girlfriend, I don't like that my Filipino stuff, man, but I know what you're talking about. I want a biblical marriage. And she said, why do I get to lead the home? Oh, hell. Yeah, you with the wrong one then. Yes, very seldom you're going to meet a woman like that over here. They're going to let you assume your rightful place in the household. This is what they're used to. Remember, I did that 4 basic needs of a Filipino. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing over here. The father is the leader in that house most times. And he leads with an arm fist. So for a woman to say, oh, why do you want to lead the home? That doesn't make sense to me. That's a red flag. Knowing good and well, your father runs that house. Jay Brad says, I'm more concerned about her attitude toward me and if she's trustworthy and loyal than her education or if she has a job. And that's a fact. That's what most men are looking for. I mean, if you want a woman with all of that stuff, you might as well stay at home, but when you come over here, it's just unreasonable for you to think that. Education is very, very important over here because, any advantage that you have over here, you have to use it. And a lot of times education is an advantage. But sometimes, man, people just can't afford to go to college. It's not that they're not intelligent enough. And, a lot of times we bring those unrealistic expectations over here and you can ruin some things, man. You're going to pass up a lot of women over here trying to live on those Western standards over here. You're not in the West anymore. Guys, I swear, I won't date a woman without a college degree and without a good job. Well, you're in the wrong place, man. And, what do you consider a good job anyway? A good job over here, if a woman can earn, $500, $600 a month. That's a good job over here. Because I was talking to a gentleman and he said he earned 27,000 pesos a month, right? He was happy about it, 27,000. He said, yeah, he said, I earn about 900 pesos a day on his job. That's a damn good job here, okay? And I'm going to tell you that men don't come from all over the world. Filipinos are not desirable because of their education and their jobs, guys. Let's be honest. Let's talk about why do we see we can't get honest until you're able to get honest with yourself and why you come over here. You're not going to be happy. Remember I asked Rodney, I said, your 75-year-old girlfriend, your fiance is 23. I said, but y'all look so, it doesn't look out of place. Now, is it because I'm used to seeing that? He said, no, Calvin. He said, because I'm comfortable with it. I'm all right with it. See, and if you can't be that way, man, there's no sense in coming over here. Because he's not, in America, they want him to have a 75-year-old woman. Man ain't ready for no 75. There's nothing a 75-year-old woman can do for Rodney over that. Shawnee J says, man, I just got out of a relationship like that. One day I found myself inspecting my plate of food. At that point, I had to leave. Yeah, now, fortunately, it didn't get that bad for me. But remember, I don't know. Because, my American wife was an excellent cook. But yeah, if it ever gets to that point now, did she take my toothbrush and scrub the toilet with it? Probably, but I don't know if she did anything to my food. But, they play those stupid games like that. Okay, you won't think you're bad. They'll take your toothbrush. I've seen women do it on Facebook and TikTok and everything. They're dead serious. This is not some kind of game that they're playing. When they talk about that stuff, man, it means that they're doing it and they're capable of doing it. Boo-hoo says, Canadian American women are always monkey branching. What's that mean? I've never heard that before. Dana Milton says most of the people with college degrees aren't working in a field that they have a degree in. That's an excellent point. But we don't come over here because Filipinos are so smart and intelligent. That's not why men come over here. Even though that's the case, I will argue with anybody that you'll meet a woman in the province, man, she has so many skills, but it doesn't convert to a college degree. They know how to do everything, man, and you're going to pass that up. She's fit, feminine, friendly, fantastic, flawless, but because she doesn't have a good job, what are you bringing to the table? Come on, man. We can't. That's not true. Hey, Sam W., thanks for that super chat. He says, their desirability comes from their adaptability, being able to trust a man's plan or the prospect. What's he saying? Oh. Or the prospect of that scenario. And I think you're right about that. A lot of men, we just want to be the man in the house, because a lot of us, we're older. We can remember the script that our parents lived by. And we've seen where that script is balled up and thrown away in the garbage over in America, but we remember that script. See, the young guys, they never saw the script before. So when they come over here, they're looking at something different and they're saying, well, no, I'm 6 foot, I got a 6-pack. That means absolutely nothing over here. I'm handsome. Okay. She should be, give herself to me, throw herself to me. It's not going to happen over here. They don't know anything about the 18 to 80, land crippled or crazy. Facts over here. That's the reality over here. They know nothing about, the woman. It doesn't make her inferior. But hell, you got to have a role. Everybody has to have a role in a relationship. Am I wrong to say that? I mean, if the bird lands every damn where, what's going on with that? Who wants to live in a type of relationship like that? What's up, the Mr. Bynum? 86, thanks for that super chat. He said, thanks for the engaging content. Keep it up. Man, I appreciate that, man. And that's all I try to do. This is a real life channel. And let's talk about real life stuff. Why do we come all the way over here for these women? Why are they so desirable? Man, listen, Filipinas and the Philippines is the most popular genre right now on YouTube. Nothing even comes close, man. The only time you really see the passport bros getting a lot of steam is when they're coming over here. You know, now you got these people making up videos where you got the Western woman bashing the Filipino, black women bashing Filipinos. You don't see that nowhere else because they know that something's going on over here. This is where you get the clicks over here. If you want to start that foolishness, you start talking about Filipinos and the Philippines, and you're going to get the clicks. But I'm not selling dreams, man. I'm telling reality. A lot of what we come over here for is true. Hey, Shawnee J, thanks for that super chat. He says, for the toilet toothbrush, man. Yeah, man, they'll do that stuff over there. Now, what kind of games are they capable of over here? I don't know. I mean, they don't really play a whole lot of games. As long as you meet them needs, man, you don't have anything to worry about. But you don't meet those needs, and she's gonna treat you like a local who hasn't meeting those needs. But I think a lot of what we come over here for is the Filipino woman. She reminds us of the traditional woman way back when. Okay, and she's different visually. She's different, man. She is fit, feminine, friendly. We were talking about that yesterday, how approachable Filipino women are. They almost apologize for having a boyfriend or a husband already when you talk to them and you ask them for their number. They're apologetic with that. In America, man, you wasting a woman's time. You better not say nothing to a woman. You know, you better know her 100%, work on the job with her, go to church with her, sing in the choir with her or something before you can, or you be out of line saying something to her. But over here it's different, man. They're so approachable. The finest women. Listen, my son's mother, man, I say this before, you know, and, you know, people get mad, Maryland gets mad at this because they say, well, you know, what looks beautiful for you is not beautiful to us, because my son's mother's the most beautiful woman I've ever dealt with, okay, period. But nobody had ever told her she was beautiful but me and her mother. And that's what goes on over here. So when you come over here, man, and you see it, it's like, wow, man, these women are perfect. And that's one of the reasons I'm over here, man. I haven't went home in 5 years because I don't even approach the women. I just like to look, you know, I just like to look at them, man. You're going to see the most perfect woman in the world on any given day over here. You're going to see the perfect woman over here. And I don't care. I'll take some backlash for that. What's up, Elfrin Dunlap? He's over here. He said, what's up, Brother Cal? I always like seeing you live. If you made the trip here, you discovered gems, diamonds, and loyalty and much more in a woman than in the West. That's facts. And he's telling the absolute truth. You're going to see some stuff over here on a daily basis that you're not used to seeing. It's going to mess you up. Off the cuff adventures with Jamie. Thanks for that super chat. It's a great stream, Calvin. Thank you. You know, we just want to keep it real, Jamie. You know, we want to know why the Filipina is so desirable. What is it about her that we love? Is it because she's easy? You know, a lot of men come over here because they think the Filipina is easy. Well, she is, but remember, there's a lot behind that. See, you got a lot, you know, nothing's free. You can't get nothing for free. A lot of men come over here because they're beautiful, certainly beautiful. They're going to get a woman that you're not going to be able to have at home. Look, okay, I don't consider myself in the 18 to 80 blind cripple or crazy range by any scenario. But in America, I am. I'm not going to attract. I mean, I was earning high six figures, man, at one time, driving a brand new convertible, suits every day, man. Women wouldn't look at me. You know, I couldn't get any play. But I come over here and I've got 1,200 dollar per month income. You know, they're looking at my intelligence. You know, hey, this guy's got good character. I'm gonna give him a shot. I'm getting some stunners over here. I'm talking about just literally stunners that I could only dream about having over there, man. This is the reason why men come to the Philippines. I'm just being honest. I'm not gonna make all that stuff up. Oh yeah, I'm looking for a woman. What she bringing to the table and all of that. Come on. What's up, Bob? Not in see him. Just looking good. Hey, thanks. Milton Brown said, hey, Cal, I'm glad I got you live. Thank you. Vale's basket case. He says the majority of the population is young. That's a big reason. 15 to 25 is the largest age group. Yeah, it's the same thing that's going on in Vietnam, but we know why it is in Vietnam. Yeah, we killed off a whole generation, man, over in Vietnam. And I think they got one of the youngest populations on the planet. Because we just did some wicked, unnatural stuff over there. Geechee Line says, met two beautiful Filipinos at the Remit Center on Monday. Oh, the Remit Center. What are you doing? What are you doing? Sending money over here? He said, I felt right at home. I adore Filipinos like that. More friendliness from those two Filipinos in 15 minutes than I receive in a month from the West. And see, you speaking facts, man. Filipinos are friendly, man. And that's another reason we come over here. They're so friendly. If you try to talk to a woman here in the street, she's almost apologetic, man, if she's got a boyfriend or something. You know, at least when you say hello, they're going to say hello back. How many times have you said hello to a woman in America and she just keeps walking like she's got on some earphones turned with the volume turned all the way up? You're right next to her, say hello, she just keeps going. But here, excuse me, you're going to get hello or hello. And when you get that hello, man, you better stop and say something. At least introduce yourself. Because I wasn't even hip to that. John hipped me to that. But it's 100% true. If you say hello to a Filipino, she says hello, then you keep going. But if she says hello and got that Filipino smile going on and eyes light up, man, look, if you don't have the game to pursue that, to keep going, that's your problem. You know, but a lot of guys come over and they can't get it on because they don't have the game. So they're going to go back and say, oh, what them guys is talking about on them blogs is not true. You're lying. It is true. You just don't have no game. That's all it is. Women aren't going to fall at your feet over here, man. They're not like that. You know, they're not going to be waiting at the airport with flowers and all that stupid stuff, man, that these guys tell you they are. Eli says, I'm 25 and dating a Filipino, going to live there for 6 months this year. It's also a good place for young people. Absolutely. We didn't put any age. We didn't say why old men or older men find Filipinos desirable. We said, you know, why do men find Filipinos so desirable? What is it about? Nobody's really saying it over here. You guys know what it is, you know. She's going to do things for you. I'm just telling you the truth. When you meet them and you gain their trust, because that's really what they want. We got a reputation over here, guys, for playing games. You know, and they don't want to run into one of us like that. Boys over here. You know, she's going to give you every single thing she's got. She wants to make sure that you deserve it, that you're the right guy. Because remember, when you go home now, they got to live with the decisions they made. They're literally going to bend over backwards for you. And this is what we don't get over there. And she'll do it the first night. But once you push through that wall that she built up and you gain her trust, man, you're not going to meet a better woman around the world. I'm not building these women up. I'm telling you for a fact. JV says, hello. Sorry I'm late, but you guys already addressed Tom LeChan trolling on his channel. He's obsessed with streetwalkers and ladyboys. I've never heard of him. Who is Tom LeChan? Who is that? I'm late to him, evidently. Yeah, this is a fact right here. Neil Roundrat said college is overrated. It is. I got a brother, man, who's got He got a PhD in educational psychology, by the way, which means absolutely nothing. You try to get a job, and I'm not putting him down, but he's a career college student. He never really, once he decided to go to college, he just stayed in college. This guy's got a bachelor's degree, 2 or 3 master's degrees, and a PhD. Like, dude, how many degrees you need? And what are you doing it for? I've out-earned him from the time he got all those degrees. I've out-earned him 10 to 1. It's like, more intelligent than me. You got a bunch of facts rolling around in your head. Who gives a damn who the 15th president of the United States was? Which nobody can tell me right now. You know who the 16th is, but you don't know who the 15th is. Henry Ford, read his story, man. But in Think and Grow Rich, they give you that scenario where Henry Ford, he sues a newspaper for calling him ignorant, right? And they put him on the stand. And after all this questioning, he gets angry. He says, look, man, he says, I've got a desk that has 5 buttons. I can punch in those buttons and summon an expert in the field of manufacturing automobiles. He said, why do I need all that other useless facts that you guys got in your heads? And everybody knows the story of Henry Ford, no money, no formal education, very influential friends. And guess what? He's created fortunes that still go on to this day, man. College education is overrated, man. Am I going to say don't go to college? No. Do I encourage my kids to pursue education? Yeah, because it's an edge. It's an advantage that you need. But is it overrated? Absolutely. It's overrated. All of the guys who were some of the richest guys on the planet never went to college. Quit. Look at Bill Gates. He quit after 1 year. Steve Jobs and all those guys, man, they didn't really, And then what is education? That's what Henry Ford said. What's the true meaning of education? Comes from the word educo, which means to draw out of you what's already into you. It's not imparting information to you and then you spit it back. That's not an education. And that's what me and my wife my American wife should get angry about. She'd be so excited about the kids bringing home. Oh, look at the grades and all that. I said, that doesn't transfer into anything in the real world. Okay, when look this up if you think I'm lying. When these top companies come recruiting now, they're not looking at your report card. They're looking at your problem solving skills. And a lot of times the people who have those type of skills, they don't have a college education. You got little kids, high schoolers in their basement right now, coding and all of that stuff. Never went to college, earning $200,000, $250,000 a year. So in a lot of ways it is. But does it have its merits? Of course. It's where you meet some of the most fantastic, incredible connections in your life. You meet them in college. Hey, Cedric Giles, thanks for that super chat. He said, hey, Uncle Cal, hope you and John meet up in Lapu Lapu. Buy him a beer at the Honey Pot. Man, I'm going to tell you, when we meet, he's probably going to have to come over here. But now I go over there, because he's come already 8,000 miles. And he's in Punta Engano, which I stayed there before. And guys, that's way in the boondocks in Moncton over there. But I'll make that effort. Dana Milton says, I held the door open for a woman because I was raised that way. She looked at me and says, I don't need your help. Yeah, see, that's the point. Are they going to look at like, well, what's he doing this for? There's got to be some reason he's opening the door for me or being so nice. You're not going to get my phone number. I don't want you. I don't like you. Mad World says, I was all gung-ho for Filipinos until I realized I needed a vaccine. I'm so crapped out, looks like Thailand. Well, you don't need a vaccine over here. You got some bad information. Mad World. The Philippines is wide open now. Now, you do have to have a negative RT antigen. I don't even know if you need that anymore. Let me look that up. But the last I heard, you do need that. And that's all, 24 hours before your departure. You don't even have to have quarantine or anything anymore. Philippines is wide open. You don't need the vaccine. Now, believe it or not, Justin said you don't need a vaccine, but the people here in this Airbnb, they asked me for my vaccine card yesterday. But, a lot of times they'll do that. But I don't think, because I'd already booked it, and I was already in here, when the guard says, hey, can I get a copy of your vaccine card? I don't think if I didn't have it, I don't think they were going to put me out. But he did ask me. James Shawnee J says, very true. I have a childhood friend in psychology, never found a job, and now making a YouTube career. Yeah, see? And then a lot of times it's just like Phil said. Somebody said that when you have, Dana Milton said, when you have a college degree, you're usually working in a field that's not associated with your degree. It's the same in America. And then here's the thing that I was always told, and Gerald Muhammad told me this. He says, we go to school for all those years, and the first thing we do when we get out of college is what? We go begging somebody for a job. Now, does that make any sense? You go to school all these years, 13 from kindergarten to 12th grade, then 4 more years for college, and some people even go get a master's and PhD, and then the first thing you have to do is to go beg somebody for a job. You can't even create your own employment. I would say education is overrated in a lot of ways, okay? C. White 12 says, so true about being overeducated. Yeah, I know a lot of people like that. My brother's got a PhD, and he hangs his hat on it, man. He's doctor, I'm not going to say his name, but, and I'm not putting him down, but I'm saying he uses that to brag and say, hey, look at me, I've got a PhD. But that doesn't put food on your table, man. It doesn't put food on your table. I'm sorry, man. He couldn't even get a job. And when he finally got a job, it was at the VA, okay? Which, by the way, he's a veteran. Okay, he got it from VA. So, yeah, it can be there you go, have a nice day. Said if Dave's not here, then you should solve the poverty problem, and the women wouldn't have to leave the province. Be the solution, not the whine about the problem. Yeah, my girlfriend's 42 years old, I'm 60. These type of guys, they get on my nerves, man. These are the no passport bros who bring this stuff up. Let me remind you for the 19th time, we did not create the rules, okay? And I believe the culture was already here before the poverty was here. This is what I know, okay? You act like the Philippines is 400 years old. It's not. It's thousands and thousands of years old. And the culture was here long before the poverty. I believe that she's still going to be traditional no matter what. Because, okay, when Filipinos come over to your country, they don't even have to come over to your country. The minute they meet you and they start dealing with you, okay, now they've got a different financial situation. Okay, they don't change. They change somewhat, depending on who the woman is. But she still has her traditional values. Maryland hasn't changed. The women who are around me, they haven't changed. Who've been around me, they haven't changed. They still do the things that Filipinos are known for. Now, do they get spoiled? Yeah, they get spoiled. You can spoil them, and a lot of times we do. Hey, what's up, Coach Chiefs? That's my buddy, man. I'm sorry he had to postpone his trip. Something came up, man. You would have been here by now. He says, hey, Cal, I'm turning 50 on Friday. Wow. My Philippines trip is delayed. Never denied. I still have Delta credit for 1,900, so I should be coming late this year or early next year. Yeah, man, I hear you. And happy birthday, man. Well, advance happy birthday. They say that over here. Advanced Merry Christmas, they'll say. Advanced Happy New Year. They'll say all of that. But yeah, enjoy your birthday, man. And once you get over here, man, it's a lot. Hell, you'll be able to go to not only the Philippines, you'll be able to take that 1,900 credit, use it to go to Thailand too while you're here. Because I meant to bring this up on my last live stream. Corey, who came over here to visit me, guess how much his trip was? His round trip ticket from Denver, Colorado to Manila. It was $864. The prices are coming down. They're not as low as they were pre-pandemic. Because when I came here December the 5th, 2018, my round trip ticket, but remember I bought it 2 months prior to departure, was less than $600. And it was on Cathay Pacific. The only reason it went over $600 because I paid $39 for my seat. You have to do that on cheapo air. You have to pay for your seat. So I paid for 3 seats, me, my wife, and my son. Right by that wing. Remember, I like to fly by the wing. You get the turbulence is not so bad. But yeah, they're coming down. So yeah, you're gonna have a lot of credit now. I would see Thailand if I come over here, man. I'm not a Thailand basher, guys. I love Thailand. I'm gonna go back, but the next time I'm gonna stay at least 30 days. It's a fantastic place. I'm just against all the comparison. You know, why they want to pick on the Philippines, man? You know, pick on somebody your own size is what I would say. You know. Muchichi said, Calvin, did your ex-wife change her demeanor once she reached the U.S.? I found that the U.S. will harden most hearts. Hard to stay friendly when most neighbors don't say hi to each other. To be honest with you, man, I'm going to be honest with you, man. No, she didn't. You know, and that's why I know that the guy she's with now, he's happy as a lark. You know, this woman stayed true to her traditional values. She was just a Filipino. Did she change some? Yeah, because she's over there in America, like you said. But remember, it depends on who they are to begin with. If they're, you know, sketchy to begin with, when they get over there, yeah. I've seen them change, man. I've seen women like, they won't even come back to the Philippines. They're better now. You know, they want you, they don't even want you to know they're from the Philippines. Trust me, man. You know, I've seen women over there, but to her credit, she didn't, Muchichi. And the only reason why me and my wife split up is because I can't be 2 places at one time. You know, she wanted to go back to America. I wanted to stay over here. You know, I thought I was going to be able to do it, but it's hard when you are with a Filipino for as long as we were together 8.5 years. And, you know, I'm getting the tune up every single night. Anything I want every single night. You get used to that. And to say that I can do that for 6 months, no. And it ended up, she was gone 10 months before she ever came back over here. See, it never was in the plan. But I never, you know, if my wife would have stayed over here, we'd still be together. She's an outstanding woman, man. But, you know, it wasn't part of the deal. You know, either you're going to be in with me 100% or none at all. Okay? But that's the risk you take when you take a Filipino home. She may fall in love with your country and not want to come back. Okay, and that's what's happened. Will Wallace says, I have a BA in computer information systems, and now they are accepting high school diplomas with a certification. You see what I'm saying? This is a fact, guys. I'm not up here beating up people who have college educations, because certain college degrees, if you're in the healthcare field, it's going to place you way above everybody else. But if you're a social worker, you know, teacher and all that stuff like that, although those professions are important, they don't pay a whole lot. And it just depends on the person, how you're going to apply that education. Because some people are lazy. They think, oh, I'm going to let my degree speak for me, and they don't have to do anything else. Bell's basket case said poverty comes from the high birth rates. At 15 kids, these old women have had 50 grandchildren. Yeah, but okay, so what causes the poverty in America then? It's the same thing? Because there's poverty everywhere. I mean, you would think that there wouldn't be a poverty in America. Okay, one of my best friends, he comes from a family of 17 children. His mother had 2 husbands, 8 by one husband, 9 by the other. 4 sets of twins. Okay. But I know what you're saying. It's true. When we start talking about census and all of that, you can really get, down to the nitty gritty and all that. But that's not the reason why men come over here. We're not really thinking about the nitty gritty. We just want a woman. Yeah, they say advance payment too. Yeah. What's up, Having 7-Eleven? Says, good for you. And there you go. Have a nice day. Would you like a cookie? Yeah. Jim Cruz says, talking about vaccines, Johnson & Johnson is bad. And to whom that took it from the VA or elsewhere should check themselves for an enlarged heart. Yeah, we don't want to get into that argument, man, because, you can always find that exception where they had a messed up reaction to the vaccine. But I've been taking vaccines my whole life. Certainly in the service, certainly when we were going to school. Remember back in the good old days? Well, see, the good old days are now, but back in the good old days, you didn't have a choice, Jim. We didn't have a bunch of them whiny people arguing about whether to take the vaccine or not. They put your butt in line, they held you, and they shot you in the arm with that damn gun. There wasn't no, I'm not going to take, there was no anti-vaxxers back then. Muchachi says, will the U.S. remain competitive if they start lowering academic requirements? I doubt China and India would play those games. Well, see, as long as the United States, and we talked about this, me and Corey, long as they got that big military, they don't have to worry about nothing because we're not that competitive anyway. They've already passed us up in those areas. China's right there with us now with artificial intelligence and all that stuff, and that's not how the United States remains competitive. We have some unfair advantages. One is that military, okay? One is the dollar standard replaced the gold standard. Come on, guys, let's talk about the real stuff, but let's don't get into politics on here, okay? But let's be real about why the United States remains competitive. We have some unfair advantages, Moochie T, and I think you know that, okay? You start talking about selling selling oil in some other type of currency, and they're going to hunt you down, they're going to kill you, like they did Saddam Hussein and all the rest of the guys who decided to buck the system. These same people were our staunch allies at one time. So now let's go talk about competition because we enjoy an unfair competition in America. Tempest Fusion said, Lance Riddick died. Calvin, you're so right when you say don't waste time, retire early. This is a fact, man, but we act like something I said was earth-shattering, like it's something new. Death doesn't teach us anything. If anything, man, we put it behind us and think, oh, well, I've got 1,000 years to live. I can do that tomorrow. People are dropping like flies, man. And if anything, it should teach you to live your life. You don't have tomorrow, really. All you got is today. No Care says, my round trip in 19 was around 1,000 for a few months out. Once you're over there, you can hop all over Asia cheaply. Haven't done that yet. You can. I forget what my round trip from the Philippines to Thailand, it wasn't $200. I know it was less than $200. I mean, and you're in a whole different, world when you go from the Philippines to Thailand. Could I live in Thailand? Absolutely. But, stop picking on the Philippines, guys. Pick on somebody your own size. You don't compare Thailand to the Philippines. Wak G says, are the folks from Europe following the laws having any problems there? I saw an English news channel that said they're committing a lot of crime in Thailand. Well, that's because there's a lot of foreigners in Thailand. So, the numbers are going to go up. Thailand leads the whole world in expat suicides. Did you know that? I'm pretty sure you know that. For some reason, more expats commit suicide in Thailand. Is it because there's more expats over there? Or is it something going on in Thailand? Because remember, the European Union clamped down on Thailand and says, hey, look, you need to start investigating these deaths a little bit more over there. Because, hell, a foreigner ended up dead over there, or he committed suicide. Even though he had two gunshot wounds to the back of his head, it clear, open and shut case of suicide. Hey, Philippine expat prep, we said, good chat, have to run, keeping it real. Thank you. Y'all got 10 minutes, man, because I'm going to get off here. This place right here, it's a nice place, but it's hard to find. And this is the only thing about some Airbnbs. You get a good deal. I mean, it's zigzag like this. I cannot ride a taxi to this place. They wouldn't know where this place is. I have to ride a Grab because the Grab uses that wave over here. It's the only way they're going to find this place. I mean, it's nice. I'm going to go swimming later, maybe lift a few weights later. They got a little gym down there, not a whole lot of stuff. But, hell, for $20 a night, you got everything you need in this. This is a walk-up condominium, by the way. And I think I'm going to do a video just to show you what a walk-up condominium is. I don't even have to come inside to do it. But it's just a simple condo community. There's no elevators. There's nothing fancy about it. That keeps the cost down. I would say this place, I'm just looking at it, I would say this is probably $1 million, $1.5 million. I'm going to see if I can talk to somebody to find out what, maybe the owner would give me that information. If I tell I'm a vlogger, not to get in her business, but I would say it does. Because it's a whole lot better than spending. I mean, you start going over there, like where my buddy Franz lives in, over across the street from Ayala, and you're talking, 16 million, 12 million for a condominium. Now they're nice, but I don't know. Dickie Spaz says you don't have to have a college degree to be successful and financially independent. Facts. I did it, man. For years I used to admire the dope men when I was out there. When I got sober and started working as an insurance man, don't you know the dope man would admire me? He's like, what are you doing? How you earning your money? And I didn't have a college degree. I've never had a college degree. I don't have a desire to gain a college degree. My mind is so messed up already with all this propaganda and stuff, man. And I know you say, oh, you crazy, Cal. Well, it's just me, man. I think for myself. I have no desire to have a college degree. My man is already screwed up with all this indoctrination and stuff. I'm just now getting over it. I don't need 4 to 6 more years of that stuff. I'd really be screwed up. I'd be scared to walk outside my damn door. He said, there you go. Have a nice day. He says, the only change you will see in a Filipino with you increasing her lifestyle is that she will make sure she has 3 square meals a day and pay her rent of 25 pesos a month. Sad but true. Well, they're going to change a little bit, but most of them, they don't forget their traditional values. I met a guy, they got a YouTube channel over here. They just built a house in, I want to say Darwin. A great couple. I can't think of their names. I met them at the meet and greet. And hell, his wife's been over in America for 22 years or something. I think they've been married for 20 years or something. And she still just seems like a regular Filipino to me. I'm pretty sure he sees more than me behind the door, behind the scenes, but she just seems like a normal woman. I can't think of their name. They just finished that house, beautiful house. Yeah, Phil Stevens says, I barely squeaked out of high school. I'm doing okay. Now, I did too. Let me be honest. I did too. And I was so afraid. I missed so many days. Y'all got to realize I started drinking at 14, well, at 12. But by the time I was 14, I was a full-blown alcoholic and addict, really. You know, I wasn't using hard drugs. Weed and alcohol is a hard drug. And by the time I was a senior, man, I missed 69 days. You know, and this hurts me to this day, but, you know, it was time for our graduation. And my mother, we didn't have a lot of money, but she went out and bought a dress and new shoes and everything to go to my graduation. But I was so afraid that I didn't think I graduated, that I didn't even go. You know, she's in there getting ready. I never came back, man. I went out, and it was a terrible thing to do when I think about that, man. You know, my mother didn't have that money, but I'm pretty sure she used that dress and shoes for church. But I didn't know. It was only a week later, they called me on the phone. You know, that was the time we had the landline phone. They said, Calvin, you need to come and pick up your diplomas in the principal's office. Man, I was so happy, man. It's like the weight of the world was lifted off my shoulder, you know. But yeah, I barely squeaked out of high school too. And I'm not really proud of it, man. But I think I set a good example for my kids. David Williams said, we love to visit, but sanitation issues have me worried. Well, I wouldn't let that worry you. There's diseases over here. You can't drink the water out of the tap in some places. I was told in the Valley you could. There's mosquitoes, there's different things like that. But really, if you come over here and you live like where I'm for $20 a night, there's no sanitation issues over here. I mean, what sanitation issues are you talking about? You know, yeah, if you go out in the province or you go into deep, dark squatters areas in the slums, but you're not going to be there, David. That's not where you're going to be. You're not going to spend your time there. So I wouldn't worry about that. Okay, you're not going to eat street food 24 hours a day. You're going to stay in places that are comparable to where you are in America. See, this is the thing about the Philippines, when people have never been over here. This is one of the reasons for my channel, to dispel a lot of those myths, man. You know, my channel really is for the men and women who've never been here before, who have an interest in coming, to dispel all those myths. You can live just as good on the same level in the Philippines as you can in America. And I argue with anybody about that, but it's true. People are over here doing it. I'm doing it. I don't have any sanitation problems. Daryl said, Calvin, please explain a return ticket. Well, when you're coming from the West, certain places in the Philippines, you have to have either a round trip ticket or an onward ticket. A one-way ticket, you can't get in here with a one-way ticket unless, I don't know if you're an SRV. If you can, I'm pretty sure you can. If you got a permanent resident visa, but you have to have just a regular tourist like me or you've got to have a round trip ticket or an onward ticket. A one-way ticket, I tried that with Delta one time. They wouldn't even let me check my luggage because I didn't know any better. I bought a one-way ticket to Cebu. They said, you got to get a round trip ticket. So luckily, it was early enough. I went to the bank right across from the counter of Delta. The lady let me use the phone, and I bought a return ticket. But boy, did I catch hell when I stopped in South Korea, because I went through Korea, and they was like, where's your round trip ticket? Because all they saw was that one ticket. I had to show them my return ticket. You need that, okay? Say Logano says, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. 60 years old, never left her neighborhood and worried about sanitation. Yeah, good luck, sir. That's true, guys. You know, I mean, some of the stuff we worry about in the Philippines, guys, that's old news. That's what my channel and other channels is for, to bring you up to speed, man. You can live the same way you live at home, man, over here. You're not going to live in the places where that's a concern. You're just not going to do it. Most of the establishments you're going to patronize, they're on the same level as what you're used to. Okay? That's just the way it is. You need a round trip ticket. Neil Ramratton says a lot of guys jumping off buildings in patio. They call it the patio flying club. Wow. Yeah. Well, they said that an American or British guy did it here, but they didn't get any. I couldn't find any news uh, coverage about it. One of my subscribers said, "Yeah, Calvin, when I made that story about the passport bro was found dead in Cebu, he sent me. He said, hey, Cal, you know, the guy in my condo community, he don't know if he was an American or British. He said he jumped out of the top floor here and committed suicide, but I couldn't find anything. But yeah, Thailand has a high instance of expat suicides for whatever reason. But yeah, guys, I got to get off here. Thank y'all so much, man. I'm sorry, you know, everything's different today. I'm going to meet some guys at 10:30 at the Pancake House in Ayala. So if you're watching, you want to come there, man, and say, hey, what's up, man? Because I'm going to be out for a little while, man, trying to find a place for my next meet and greet. Stop by and say, what's up, man? But yeah, there's a reason why men come over here. And when you go to the mall, if you come to that mall today, you'll see why, man. They're fit. Filipinos, by the way, full of F's. Filipinos are fit, feminine, friendly, fantastic. Some of them are flawless. You know, it's not a day goes by that I don't see the perfect woman over here. It's the reason why I stay here, man. I like that eye candy, and it's everywhere over here, man. It's everywhere over here. The guy I ate lunch with yesterday, man, he had a fit, feminine, friendly, fantastic, flawless 22-year-old. And he wasn't going to get that at home. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, thanks for the super chat, super stickers, your thumbs up, all your support of Sunshine Shows. I really appreciate it, guys. Look for my next video. Take care, everybody. I see the beach of life. Are you back in town, man? Let's go out and have some of that chicken and waffles over at Abaca over there. Take care, everybody.